Good morning, everybody. This is Drew from Atlantis, and we are in Basking Ridge, New Jersey, and we're going to be transforming the customer's existing pond from a homeowner's attempt at building a waterfall, which worked, but there are several components of that feature that just aren't up to the professional level. Several of the components in their system were failing, and they made multiple attempts at repairing this kink-free pipe. This stuff is good for a while, but it does get very brittle, it cracks. There's little pinholes that appear in this. You can see this attempt here, it kind of works, but water was also leaking out of it when the pump was running. They've dug up around the pond. There were other leaks in there, probably still leaking now. So the footprint of this is actually pretty good. It's gonna allow us plenty of space to carve in our 10 by 14 pond. We're gonna be including a fish cave, probably somewhere on the back edge there. She's got some aquatic plants that we're gonna save and make a couple of plant pockets around the edges. She is an avid gardener, so she does want room for more plants in the future. Even on the back side here of her berm, she's got some low-growing perennials. It's going to be nice to incorporate these into the rock work in the falls and on the edges, kind of creep over the sides, the skies, and soften those edges. But you can see in the back edge here, a lot of the soil that maybe was once here has eroded over time, exposing that biofalls. So the new one, when we install, it's going to be totally sunk into the dirt, disguised completely. We've got a rock tray to further disguise the biofalls once installed. All of this exposed liner, you're not going to see any of this once we're finished. This is okay, it does work. It's not leaking currently, but they have had leaks, and oftentimes leaks do occur when rocks are just stacked on top of each other like this. It causes creases in the liner underneath, and the water just runs right out the side. You can see they've been constantly flipping up the edges here to prevent that water loss along the edges of the waterfall. So now what we have to do is completely rip this pond apart, taking apart all of the rock work in that waterfall in the pond. So let's get to it. Are ready to start carving our new pond. We have totally torn apart the old pond. Liner's out, rocks are out, ton of muck was in the bottom, so we've got most of that out. We're gonna actually have to kind of backfill into the pond a little bit, then be able to carve out our new shelves and get the proper depth that we're looking for at the bottom. Soil is very, very muddy, very wet and sticky. All of our boots, and there's actually a lot of gravel in here, so we have to go through. We've got some rakes. We've already taken our first pass at getting those rocks out, but we're gonna go through really, really well, make sure the shelves have a nice flat top, sides are clean cut up and down, fish cave is wide enough to put in our corrugated piping, and then biofall is gonna be set somewhere up there. We have to kind of figure out how close and how far back. I think we're gonna do 2 drops for this waterfall, so it's got a lot more action and makes a little bit more noise than just the kind of slide that they had initially. So a lot of progress so far, and we are rocking and rolling. Time for my favorite part. I always stress the importance of what I'm about to go over with you, and that is making sure you have a watertight seal on your connection from the liner to the face of your skimmer. This particular skimmer comes with an adjustable height skimmer door or weir door. Here we have the skimmer faceplate. This is on the inside of the pond, and this is going to pull this tight to the face of the skimmer evenly, so all of that silicone behind it is going to have a nice smooth flat surface and make a good seal. This is our hardware provided in the kit. I think Boley had something to say. What's up, Boley? Come on, I think he was about to say something. Bully, the people want to hear from you. Maybe later. Well, maybe later. I tried, folks, I tried. So here you can see I've got the faceplate on the inside of the pond. This is where it's gonna finally rest. So using the hole punchers that are included with the kit, I've gone around and just punctured a hole through each of our holes here. You can see I've already got them in the liner behind it. Using little clips here, I'm just holding the liner in place. Needs to be nice and flat on the front, but down here you can see there's a couple wrinkles, and the purpose of that is to leave some slack in it, because we're going to be putting rocks down in the bottom which might pull a little bit here or a little bit here, or even when we frame this in, I need slack so it's not pulling the liner at any of these bolts. Next step here, I'm going to be applying a very nice bead of silicone. This here is our black silicone from Aquascape. It's non-toxic, so it's safe for any of the fish or plant life that's going to be in this ecosystem. See here, nice, generous, thick bead all the way around. All those holes are covered. It's going to push that silicone through the hole, but it will be sealed all the way around each of the holes. This method of just applying a liberal or generous amount is the way we're going to get that watertight seal. Okay, I started with the four corners, got them screwed in to the backing plate behind here, making sure that this was pulled to the front nice and even. You don't want to just go around this way here. I just kind of zigzag like that and kind of go around. It just helps pull that thing nice and even and nice and flat. Now, the one nice feature about this skimmer is that all we have to do is cut this out, and you can see here the edges are rounded, so I'm going to follow that. And the reason I want a rounded edge is that is going to tear or not tear as easy as if I cut these nice and square. And then there you go, your skimmer's installed. That's a wrap on day one. You can see these guys are in the spirit of the holidays. We are losing daylight, but let me show you what we've done in the course of the day so far. Skimmer is in over here. You can see we've got a light we're gonna put on the other side. That stonework there, this is where Boley really shines. He is so good at this tight fit, you know, really neat stacked stones. We also got this stone that kind of cantilevers just a little bit over the side, so you'll be able to walk and step on there. That's going to be a very interactive stone, especially right from the grass right on over there. That's going to be a cool spot to kind of interact with the fish, to feed the fish. The koi cave, or the fish cave, is tucked right in there. It goes back about 16 inches, so there's plenty of room for little fish or even big fish to kind of go in there, retreat for a little bit if they have to. We've got some plant pockets you can see right above it. Still a lot of stonework to do. We've got to kind of finish this whole back edge on this side here, but the bottom is finished. We've got to gravel in down there. We've got lights all along this back side, so when this thing is plugged in at night, it's really going to be glowing. We've got two more lights to go up in the waterfall over there. Biofalls is going to be sunk way down into that soil, so we've got two gentle spillways right before it drops into the pond. But so far in a day's work, we've done a whole bunch. So stick with us. We'll be back before you know it. And what are we going to do today?
We're going to finish up this pond, hopefully, so that way the customer can enjoy it for the next couple of days before it gets shut down for the rest of the winter.
That's right. So it is the first week of December, and it is already getting cold. We are actually pretty fortunate that we are still out here. The ground isn't frozen yet, and we are building this wonderful water feature. This is our 10x14 Tranquility Deluxe. We've got our Aquascape 1000 skimmer, our 2500 biofalls, a big upgrade from what they had before. So this thing's gonna be flowing better, filtering better, and that's gonna result in better water quality and clarity. But check this out. Stonework is really the finishing details that polishes a regular water feature from a professional water feature. This stacked work, disguising that Skimmer faceplate completely. The Skimmer lid fits right in a year or two. That's gonna age just like the rocks are. It's gonna look like one continuous row of stones.
At Atlantis, we have junction boxes that we put our wires into, so it's easier to replace if the light goes bad. Well, I have a box, like the one over there, and I put holes in it the size of the funny pipe, and I wire them all together, one going to the transformer and the other one coming out of here going to the next box.
Well, while he's talking about it, so we use a junction box. This is typically used for irrigation, but he's running, these are the whips that are coming off each of our lights. And so he's got 5 lights from in the pond that are all coming in, joining into this junction box. And then this is our feed wire. So this is coming directly from the transformer, and from there we have another feed that's going to go up to the waterfall lights. But in here, this gets a cap. This is sunk right at ground level. This makes it very easy to access. If in the future, like you said, if we ever have to replace a light, this is where all the connections are. Open up the lid, figure out which light needs to be pulled out and replaced, then reconnect everything, and that's done. Makes it real simple. Over here, check out these frame rocks on either side. This is the main spillway that's going to be coming into the pond, and from there it traces back a little bit, and then that fall right out of the biofalls into this little cavern again, forcing that water to just kind of channel through and then rush through this space here as the final falls into the pond. Again, we're using an Aquasurge 4000, so this is going to be a pretty good rush of water all the way down. A lot of white water, a lot of action, and a lot of bubbles as it enters into the pond. Alright guys, we are just about finished with this one here. It is filling up. There's a couple more inches. We are busy doing our cleanup work. Back there, the guys are loading up all the plywood. We're gonna rake out our path, rake out the lawn, clean up our edges, clean up all our garbage, let this fill, and then turn it on for the first time and catch the customer's reaction when we turn it on for the first time. Stick around. Alright, this is the moment. We are about to reveal the new pond to the customer. You guys ready to see your new pond?
Yes, we are. Oh man. So that's what a professional pond looks like, huh?
It's so beautiful.
I don't know about you guys, but I think she was over the moon, in love with this transformation to her pond. I think he was actually a fan of it as well, even though it was a gift from him to her for birthday, Christmas, as he said. But I love the way this turned out. I hope you guys did too. So if you like this project and want to see more like this and what else we do, subscribe to our channel, tune in every week. We're posting new videos every Friday at 4 p.m. Follow us, check us out, leave a comment, let us know what you think, and we'll see you on the next one.